Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert here with Will Townsley, a.k.a. Brother Will. I'm Brother Bob, if I haven't made that clear. When did that nickname thing start? Was that pretty early on in our friendship?
I think so. And I think it's funny. I thought about that the other day. Like, well, why did we, and maybe it was our connection with, uh, because I always hear you call Christine sis,
It's true. She calls me bro.
and she's a sister to me
True.
and just one of my best friends in the whole world.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just kind of a natural progression that you're my brother and she's my sister.
And there's something to the Southern thing, almost like a Southern Baptist thing. And you play with this. I steal something from you that I love all the time. When I'm up, I get very evangelical when I present. As you know, I get excited, and I've gotten away. I've freed myself from shying away from this point. I really born. We were raised Catholic, and to me, I was very excited about the church. I almost thought about becoming a priest at one point. I was very devout into it, and there is something, great orators have fascinated me. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of my people. When Barack Obama came about, I was just fascinated, right? I mean, just people who can get up and command like that. So, you think of like in the Southern, but when you do the thing, you go, can I get a jalapeno? And I absolutely love that because it cuts through, the religion thing can sometimes push people the wrong way, but you touch on it without touch on it. Like you hit the spirit of it without having to be specific. And I just adore that. So that's something I totally take from you. You need to know that.
It's funny. You know, I grew up in a variety of churches. My family, we're Catholic now, but um, it's, I would see those people, and it was almost a caricature of a million different. I'm like, well, this is everything I've seen. Oh, I can play that character. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen it a million times. And but yeah, I had witnessed a lot of Southern preachers, but you know, you were talking about Martin Luther King. We'll even include the Southern preachers and everything. I think what contributes to the great oration is that they're just passionate about, and so I know I've seen you speak, uh, and to me, I'm like, wow, I want to be able to speak like that. But and maybe, but I think I realized just from watching you, it's passion. You're very passionate about what you talk about on be it any given subject. If you're passionate about it, it transfers. And, hearing you speak on things that I'm not an expert in, it makes me, I want to know more.
That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I would say the passion's part of it, and from the many lives it feels like we've lived right at this point, the many jobs we've held, the experiences we've had, that the passion I've learned, it gets so much better when it's met by confidence, which lends back to kind of the Malcolm Gladwell thing, the 10,000 hours, when you've logged that many hours. And I know I have. I'm past apologizing, worrying about whatever. I look, I mentioned this earlier, but I just called up the IMDb before we got talking to look at my own list of films and go, why do I soft sell this? I mean, I've made all these feature films and things like that. And I kind of dismissed, I go, wait a minute, who does these things? And, this, that, and the other. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying to come to a place of confidence about being who you are. Confidence for me being who I am. And then, like you say, owning that, because that's what I think a lot of people respond to. It's not just the passion, but it's the authenticity within the passion, right? There's people barking loud and saying nothing. There's quite a bit of that, right? And it's very important to me to not be that, and that's why I'm pretty sure that's why I do the work I do, because couldn't be more heartfelt than my dad, right? And to recognize, as I have through these years of exploration with which you've been a part, hey, there's something in this world with all these experts who are well-meaning and super highly trained that they're missing something really big. And now I'm raising my hand with absolutely no apology saying you're missing it. And I'm going to tell you about it and here comes the uprising, I hope.
And rightly so. I think you should be super proud of the work you've done because there's only one you. You know, my wife called me out a few years ago. It's sad that it's taken me this long to learn these lessons in life. But, you know, I would be struggling. Well, I want to be John Williams. I want to be Charlie Parker. I want to be Miles Davis. I want to be Hans Zimmer. And she just said, why? I said, because they're great. And she goes, the world's already got a John Williams.
Mm.
Be you. And that's one of the things I admire about you is I feel like you're you. You're very, to me, people see, they get, they get what they see. You're very authentic. And I think that what your body of work rivals anybody's body of work. And I just think it's super great what you're doing and the work you've done.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I reflect all of it back to you and just know that what you kind of touched right there on that, that's another thing we hold in common for each other. And I think another reason why we do so well together is you have the drive to be great, as do I. There's whatever that means, and that's very individualistic. And I think your wife's counsel is right. It's not to be them. I'm not here to be Stephen King or Steven Spielberg. I'm here to be Robert Cochran, whatever that means, right? I take from those, like you said, steal from the greats with no apology.
Sure.
And it's not going to be them anyway. It's going to be whatever it comes through as. And we all stand on the shoulders of giants, and that's just the humility of what we go through. That's balance, right? It's both the humility and the confidence that need to come together to synthesize to make what we make and be who we are.
Yeah. I mean, that to me is legacy. That people will remember you for how you made them feel, not for your achievements, but for how you made them feel, which is one of I think is the beauty in the arts. And you know, I love the movies. I will always have a connection, even if I was never a film composer. I love that somebody created that. I love music because somebody created that. And you know, so it all comes together, and that's what to me it's about.
Shoot. You know what? I just can't let you go. I said one more. Can I get you for another? Because it's too good.
Absolutely.
Okay. All
No,
right.
you
I'll see
got
you in a
plenty
minute.
of time. I've got at least 20 minutes. So
Okay, cool. Well, maybe there'll be several more. Hold on. We're coming back.